Tip number 8. Do not believe in your hubris and take your successes as something you can repeat over and over. Being humble is extremely important. While it's important to be self-confident, you can't take your successes for granted. There will always be a bit of luck at play, and your successes aren't entirely your own. They are shared among yourself and your team. While you might be accountable for the consequences of not being able to perform, you alone are not responsible for every good thing that goes your way. A golden rule for you to follow here is to give credit where credit is due. Praise your team in public and tell them that they are really doing a great job. Tip number 9. Time management is not about only being on time. It's about working to eliminate time wasters, the things on our to-do list that deceive us into believing that we're being more productive. Most people are familiar with time management, but generally worry too much about being efficient rather than being effective. Most tasks that we perform can fall under these two categories: important and unimportant, and urgent and non-urgent. Most of the time, we spend our times being in this quadrant 1 and in quadrant 3. Quadrant 1, of course, will have dire consequences if we don't fulfill these needs right now, but the time spent in quadrant 3 generally are only seen as important just because they're urgent. Usually these tasks are small, and it makes us feel like if we spend more time in here, we're accomplishing more, even though the right thing to do is spend time in quadrant 2, doing the non-urgent but important things, because performing tasks here generally reduces the amount of time that we have to spend in quadrant 1. It is here where we're going to perform one of the most important management functions of planning. Without this component, it becomes a lot harder to use the other 3 components of organizing, leading, and controlling. Leaders must recognize that a lot of these urgent things can be delegated to their subordinates, and they need to focus in on the important things so that in the long term, everybody can benefit.